What it do, La La? What it do, William? Yeah. In that bitch, We finna get started in a minute, y'all. Come on in.
Bombshell tonight.
Yeah. We got Nancy in this bitch tonight. Y'all come on in. We finna get started in a minute. Boy, I love that song. I love that song. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Huh? Yeah. I'm gonna have to play that one on the outro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm gonna have to play that one on the outro again. I appreciate that y'all love it. Y'all come on in, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We finna get ready to get in. Yeah. Shout it out. What it do, y'all? Everybody that's coming in. This is Blocstarr Imis Analytics. You know what we are. We are Blocstarr Analysts. And what are we gonna do? We're gonna analyze the fuck out of some shit. Now y'all saw the thumbnail. I said, why the feds ain't came and got Warren yet? Huh? Why they ain't came and got Warren yet and locked his ass up in connection with the death of Nolan Wells? A lot of people gonna say, I don't know. Right? So for everybody that's gonna say, I don't know, we're gonna investigate. Yeah, we're gonna investigate. We're gonna start it off with what Nolan's parents had to say during the press conference. Then we're gonna go into Nancy Grace. She got Officer Dick Riding Tatum on her show. And then we'll end it with Warren's interview with Dick Riding Tatum. Yeah. We're going to point out all the facts that we got on Warren that lets us know and leads us to the conclusion that Warren is the main suspect in this homicide that we investigate. Those of you coming in, man, y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. Okay.
But we want the truth and nothing but the truth. And if it was your child, you would want the same thing. And so that's why everybody who got children, you could understand the pain, that agony that this mother and father have been dealing with since 4th of July. How people came, timely hours of finding him saying, well, no foul play, just gone. How do you tell somebody just go on when my son is dead and nobody's giving us any answers? All those people out on that island, and you mean nobody knows nothing? Nobody saw anything? No, we refuse to accept that nobody knows nothing. We're going to get to the truth. We're going to get to the truth. We're going to get to the truth. And it's starting to come to light. Because truth is light. And we're going to get to the truth. Y'all give it up for the mother and father of Nolan Wells. And Chris.
Damn, Crump damn near said, know it Wells. he said, know it Nolan Wells. Damn, Crump. But shit, give it up for Crump because he been fighting so many damn cases. He got so many kids' names in his head, goddammit. He can get it mixed up a little bit or sometimes. But with no further ado, this is Nolan Wells' mom and his dad, and I believe his mom gonna speak for the most. And this is just continuing our premiere that we had earlier around 10:30 while I was at work. to introduce this. So with no further ado, Miss Christine.
Thank you all for being here today. It has been 27 days since we have been able to talk to our son, to hug him, to tell him we love him. This has been the most difficult time we have ever had. I want to tell you who Nolan was. Nolan was a God-fearing, God-loving child. He loved everyone. He was the person who would just make you feel comfortable just being in his space. He was never one to exclude. He always wanted everyone to be happy, to feel good, to have purpose. He would lift anyone up. It didn't even matter if he didn't know you. If you took that moment to just tell him a little bit about yourself, what you wanted to do with your life, right then and there, Nolan would be your biggest cheerleader. Today we are begging, because I'm not too proud of that. We are begging, if anyone knows anything.
Man, that's crazy. She said she ain't too proud to beg. Yeah, I think that was, who was that, y'all? The Temptations. Ain't too proud to beg, you know it. Please don't leave me, girl, don't you go. Yeah, she said, cause I ain't too proud to beg. It's like that song popped up in her head. Yeah, but this shit made me cry. I'm not tear up. This shit made me cry earlier. I'm sitting here watching this woman. And she just said it. You know, we didn't watch that part earlier. She was getting ready to speak and I stopped it and I said, yeah, y'all, we gonna finish it tonight. Man, this shit made me tear up thinking about, I'm gonna say it fast, Nolan coming to her room door and just speaking to her every morning. Yeah, don't want to get too deep into that, because a nigga broke out. Nigga broke out in tears like Nolan was my family member. And this is why I keep on telling y'all, how do they call themselves his friends and they recall all of these good moments with Nolan, but ain't now one of them teared up. Nigga, I don't even know Nolan. And I cried just thinking about his mom not gonna be able to see him say good morning mom again. That shit made me cry. Y'all saw it on the premiere early. If you didn't see it and you want to see a nigga cry, nigga, go to the premiere that we shot earlier. We heard it at like 10:30 p.m. Nigga just speaking on his mom and his dad and them. And nigga, I broke out. I cried. I had to stop and wipe my face and shit. Yeah. Those of you coming in, man, y'all like the video and subscribe to the channel. But yeah, man, these folk going through.
His friends, strangers, please call the hotline, because we will not be able to rest until we get answers. But please, these distractions, these other questions that people, the attacks that people have sent our way, just know we will not be distracted. We are ready to do whatever we need to do as his parents to continue advocating for him, because Nolan is not here. He is not here to speak for himself. He is not here to tell us what happened. So again, we will not rest until we get answers. And if you know something, you need to let us know. Please do not be afraid. Okay? Thank you all so much again. We truly appreciate your love and support.
facing a new challenge every morning.
Okay, here go Nolan Wells' dad. Those of you who coming in, man, y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. We got a mod just came in. What it do? Corey Branch, salute my brother. Yeah. Follow Lala Go Harder's directions. Everybody double tap the screen. Yeah. We got William Lynch in this bitch. Yeah, our top sniper. Pew, 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 pew. She'll get you out of there. Yeah. Speaking to Corey, she said, what it do?
Trying to process this. It's the biggest challenge I've ever had. I pretty much was raised up like a lot of you. I didn't have a lot, but I always said I wanted to give my children more than what I had. And I think me and my wife did that. We raised Nolan to love everyone, be kind to everyone, because it was just the right thing to do. I got a lot of stuff, but what I really want to say is, like my wife said, if you know something and you are really, if Nolan was really your best friend, or for the people who say that he was their friend, please come forward and tell us what you know. All we want to know is the truth. We're not blaming anyone. We just want to know the truth. Any parent won't get it. Also, the disrespect that's been coming toward my wife and my family. For any parent, no matter what race you are, they need time to grieve. A parent can't grieve when you have people attacking them, attacking their jobs, attacking their character, just attacking them, period. Like, where's the empathy? We, as Americans, this is a diverse country.
Yeah.
Not one race made this country. We all made this race, made this country. So we all need to come together. And like I said, if you know something, please come forward and just call our attorneys, give them information, and they'll take it there. Just help us out. And not just us, but all these families need answers. Anyone with information on any one of these cases, please come forward. Because losing a child is something that you have to do with the rest of your life. Thank you.
Damn. Damn. That my dad just spoke, and at the end he said, because losing a child is something that you have to deal with for the rest of your life. Hey, and he started crying as he was saying it, trying to push it out. Hey, I told y'all, man, that my mom and dad is hurt. Look, they can't even speak about him for a long time without crying. So y'all tell me why these motherfuckers couldn't cry. And we finna get ready to get into the Nancy Grace, right? Yeah. I'm gonna start calling her the Nancy Grace. Yeah, we finna get ready to get into the Nancy Grace because she hit it on point. Yeah. And she got Officer Dick Riding Tatum on her show today. And this nigga said, I had the boys on my show. I had interviewed multiple boys on my show. Now, he constantly calling them boys. But when he speak about Nolan, he's like, Nolan's an adult, and he decided to stay on the island, and the boys tried to get him to come with him, but he wouldn't come with the boys. Oh, so Nolan's an adult to make his own decision, and they're boys. They wouldn't know it. If he makes that decision, he made it, because they kids and he's the adult in this situation. I said, damn, Officer Tatum, Officer Dick Riding Tatum, where the fuck did this come from that Nolan was an adult and they was the boys? That's how you know he paid. Huh? That's another reason why we know he paid. Yeah, he said, man, I interviewed multiple boys, multiple other boys, and they all got emotional and cried off camera. And I believe it was genuine. And I sat there and said, really, Dick Riding, Officer Tatum? I said, okay, well, why didn't you put some of that on camera? Oh, okay. Put it on camera because you didn't want to shame them. Well, why not one time was they able to cry when they were on camera? Like, this shit ain't rehearsed. I'm going to cry all the fuck. My grandma just died. When I bring her up, I can't bring her up because I'm going to cry. I can't speak on her. My nigga Yang, 5 Deuce Hoover Crip, I know he probably watching this. If he died, boy, I cry all day. My old head, my big brother, you heard me, Chico, he just died. Out there in Castalia, on the Blue Store, right there behind Kellogg's, on the Blue Store. He owns the Blue Store with the fence around that motherfucker, right there next to the Castalia Market, in between Castalia Market and the little club that sit on the corner, the little neighborhood club. This man just died. Man, every single time I tried to speak about him, every single time I tried to speak about this man to my wife, I broke out crying. That my mama been counting the days. Nolan's mom has been counting the days. That woman started her speech off by saying, it's been 27 days. Damn, she know exactly how many days it's been since her son died. That's why I fucking cried earlier when I said that woman and that man is hurt. She'll never see that man come to her fucking room in the morning and say, good morning, mom, ever again. Do you know how to? You heard me? I can't even talk about the shit now. So how are they able to talk about it without fucking crying or tearing up? How? Because they had something to do with either Nolan's death or they had something to do with the cover-up of Nolan's death. I told y'all day before yesterday when they said this shit about Bart. They said he won with Katie. Bart won with Katie. I told y'all I'm watching a nigga that I follow on fucking YouTube, right? I said, the nigga, you know what the nigga started off? Said, oh my God, family, you won't believe the new news on Nolan, grabbing his head like that. And I sat there and entertained it and said, what's the new news? He said, I heard, and this is allegedly, but I heard that Bart was dating Katie and Bart wasn't just on the island for the 4th of July. Bart was on the island to handle Nolan about what him and Katie had going on. I paused it. I said, nigga, really? Him and Katie just met today. So how the fuck is Bart there on the 4th and they just met that day to deal with some shit? To deal with Nolan about him and Katie on some shit. I said, nigga, no. Unsubscribe. Fuck you, dude. And then I came to y'all on the live and I said, I told y'all the same thing. I said, man, this nigga, oh my God. And I said, what? And I entertained the shit. Yeah, we can't entertain. I said, y'all, Bart, nigga, I said, you gotta show me pictures of Bart. I said, more than one picture of Bart and Katie, if that's Katie. I said, if it is Katie, you got to think about it. Her mom throws the parties in their neighborhood. So motherfuckers going to be going to Katie High School. She's the most popular girl. They going to be in her parties that her mom throw and be like, hey, Katie, can I get a picture with you to show I was at your party? Nigga, but that don't mean that they friends with Katie, nigga. She just popular. I said, so show me more than one picture. Well, I come out the next day that Bart's family filed a lawsuit against this same YouTuber and TikToker. He's a YouTuber and a TikToker to cease and desist. Because him and Katie has never fucking dated. He's never went with Katie. That they're saying is him and Katie, it's him and his actual girlfriend. That's not Katie in the picture. So where the fuck this whole story come from? Niggas, I said niggas just make up shit. We can't listen. Those of you just coming in, man, y'all like the video and subscribe to the channel for me. So now we finna get into this Nancy Grace and dig a little bit deeper into the investigation. Yeah, because we said we was going to investigate. Huh? Yeah. We trying to see why the feds ain't came and got Warren yet. Warren Hudson. Yeah, because he the biggest person in this situation. He shows no remorse in a 2-hour interview about Nolan. No remorse. I mean, his eyes don't get fucking watery. He blinking so hard so many times while he's talking. He's just talking like, yeah, man, my buddies and me, you know, Nolan. Nigga, ain't no tears finna come out, nigga. And oh, we not gonna get into Tristan. He tried so hard. And he just there to defend himself and his friends and Nolan's friends. Nah, my nigga, Nolan was a friend to y'all, but y'all was never a friend to him. Nigga, ain't one of y'all with the information came out yet. Ain't now one of y'all niggas having so many fucking nightmares that y'all can't bear it of that evening on the boat. Is he dead? Is he dead? There was 2 different fucking people. None of y'all don't feel it. Y'all constantly seeing this dead body. Y'all rich enough. 125,000 don't mean nothing. I bet if Tyler Perry offered y'all ass $1 million, y'all would be on it. Your parents would be like, I don't know why they held this back from you guys so long. I just want to know if they can get a deal out of it. Now, hold on. Now, we need to question your ass too. Talking about you just want to know if they can get a deal out of it. Come up in this damn room. We finna question your parenting ass too. Because this is what you parented. Fuck you talking about. I just wanted to let you guys know. I don't know why he held this from me so long. You his parent. He ain't hold shit from you. He ain't hold shit from you. Like Lala said, no deal. Hey, come here. My partner wants to ask you a couple of questions. You know, put your ass in that room till you put your hands on the table, and you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of the law. Yeah. Now we got some questions to ask you. Do you want your attorney present? Yes. Well, it's good you said that. We've already contacted them for you. Send in her attorney. Yeah. Yeah, you got no time to think. Answer these questions and answer them now. Let's get into this Nancy Grace. Yeah, everybody on the boat going to prison for sure. Some people will have smaller sentences, but yeah, it's gonna come out. It's over with for y'all. As far as blood and shit on the boat, it might not have been no blood on the boat. Motherfucker might have just choked him out. Got to fighting with him, choked him out. I got to fight with him and pushed his head down in the water that's on the boat. The boat was sinking, wasn't it? Come on now. We got to think of shit like this.
Bombshell tonight. Nolan Wells audio distress call.
Man, she be
Is
loud
it
as
real?
hell, man.
Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us.
God damn, man. She crazy as fuck. Nolan.
Everyone in the background is saying, is he dead? Nolan, wake the f up.
Claiming they're sinking and calling for help.
Oh, before we start, this shit finna be good. Now, if this white woman that's a damn, like a call analyst, like she analyzed calls and shit, background voices and shit like that, when any police, feds, DEA, anybody figuring out what people are mumbling or saying in the background, she be the one that come in and put on the headphones for hours and figure the shit out. Now, if she can sit there and listen to this motherfucker and say, they are saying, is he dead? Nolan, wake the fuck up. If she can say that, why the fuck is Officer Dick Ryan Tatum saying, they could have been talking about the motor. They could have been saying, is it dead? Is it dead? I said, well, nigga, what about when they were saying Nolan name? What could they have been saying there? But the nigga said they could have been saying a boat name or something. But because you've already heard that what they were saying, you've already seen it, that's why everyone's thinking this. Because I interviewed these kids. Listen, just because you interviewed the kids, Dick Ryan Tatum, let me ask you this. Just because you interviewed them, does that mean that they were telling you the truth? So why you still on their side and all of this information that came out on their ass? I don't know. I truly don't. Let's go, Nancy.
And yet, in the background, are we really hearing all of this other activity?
Nobody has ever, none of the kids on this boat have ever admitted that anybody said that they thought Nolan was dead.
Is he dead? Nolan. Oh my
Detail
God.
assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our village pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir?
Wake up. Wake
Can
the
you give me
fuck
a
up.
description? Ankles?
What'd you
Hello?
say? Hey,
Yes, how far is the water coming up, sir?
it's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. We're going down now.
All right, well, let's get you going. Membership number or phone number listed on the account, sir.
I don't know the phone number. It's either. I think it's. Try that.
All right.
I know we have a membership, like guaranteed. I don't
All
have
right,
the tag
unless
on
you
here.
have a
We got ripped
membership
off.
number or anything.
Y'all just heard somebody say Warren. Did y'all just hear somebody say Warren? Huh? I'm finna rewind it a little bit. I'm finna show you how these niggas was on the boat. Warren was on the boat. He saw that man die. Yeah, that's what I don't get. He saw him die. Watch this.
It's okay.
Take it back.
Yes, how far is the water coming up,
Watch
sir?
this.
It's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
All right, well, let's get you going. Membership number or phone number listed on the account, sir.
I don't know the phone number. It's either. I think it's. Try that.
All right.
I know we have a membership, like guaranteed. I don't
All
have
right,
the tag
unless
on
you
here.
have a
We got ripped
membership
off.
There you
number
go,
or
right
anything,
there.
it's okay.
Warren.
I'll
There
get you over to the captain.
There
What's the best
go.
phone?
There go. There go. I told y'all he was on a boat. While everybody trying to say that he was on a different boat. No, he got off of that boat. That boat pulled off. His nigga had to go. He went on that boat because they was having problems. Remember what I told y'all. He said that he was a boat away when he heard his friend, right? He heard his friend, which was most likely, I told you it was most likely Wyatt. Yeah, my friend, my buddy, that's what he said. He didn't call him by his name. He said my buddy called him. I mean, I heard my friends, my buddies over there calling him. They called him, and my buddy, he was upset because this boat was taking up its granddad's boat. Or maybe it was his boat, but it's under his granddad's membership. So he got a CTO membership. So anywhere he at, he paying a monthly subscription, a yearly subscription. He get towed anywhere for free. Well, not really for free because he paying for the shit, right? So watch this. If that, because I was saying that there was Warren on the phone. If there wasn't Warren on the phone, that was Wyatt, right? Okay. So Warren said he hopped on the other boat because his friend boat was taking on water. But he told the story. He said, yeah, man, my friend, my buddy, he called Warren he called Nolan like 5 times. Like, Nolan, get the fuck on the boat. And he was kind of aggressive because he was upset already because he was dealing with the water on the boat. And I said, Katie looked at his ass and said, I know you're not going. Nigga just told you to get on the boat. I said he wasn't getting on that boat unless Warren was on the boat, because Warren is his fucking friend out of all those white boys. I just did that shit again. Warren is his only friend Warren is Nolan's only friend out of all the white boys on that boat. So when I believe Wyatt was saying, Nolan, get the fuck on the boat, and Warren said, yeah, my buddy, my friend was being aggressive because his boat was taking on water. Then he said later on, yeah, I got from off such and such boats, Bart's boat, because he was going back early. I went on the other boat because they were taking on water to help them with that situation. Y'all just heard the sea tow call played for the longest extension, with the longest extension from the end, where y'all can actually hear on this sea tow call, because it's kind of extended, where someone calls out Warren's name. Warren. Yeah, they called him out, so he's on that boat too, right? The same boat that Nolan's on, dying right now as they speak amongst each other. Yeah, so why could he sit in the interview and be so calm and, like, I love my guys. I love my buddies. We're tight-knit. We have a tight-knit friendship. We're a tight-knit community. Yeah, a whole bunch of tight-knit, tight asses.
Number to reach you at.
Reach me at...
You are hearing the audio distress call from the boat. That is the boat on which Nolan Wells went to Horn Island. Now, there have been a lot of different accounts about whether he was on the boat when he came back from Horn Island, when he was supposed to come back from Horn Island.
Like
he never came back from Horn Island. Channel, and you can clearly hear on that version, which we obtained from the Mississippi Department of Marine Research. They released it. It's not something off TikTok or Insta. And that's what you hear. Let me hear 184 one more time, please.
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the water coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
Hello? Hey.
Yes, how far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like, we're going down now.
Dave Mack, Crime Stories, investigative reporter. What are we hearing?
Nancy, this is the audio call from the boat that Nolan Wells took out to Horn Island. And the boat is attempting to leave Horn Island because the boat is taking on water.
Now, the plug came out the boat. Plug came out the boat because they had over the weight capacity on the boat once they pulled up to the beach, and because it was so much weight, and they were probably playing music on that joint, everybody bouncing. The back of the boat sit lower than the front of the boat, so the back of the boat is dipping into the water and taking more water on, which pushed the plug out. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what they needed, was an extra plug. He didn't have it on his boat. They couldn't get the water out fast enough, so they were sinking. The only way to get the water out and to keep the boat from sinking is to pull that motherfucker at a high speed so it bounces and throws the water out the boat. You know what I'm saying?
What we are hearing is the call from the boat to the group they have that handles
Cito,
towing and other.
let me help you. Let me help you. Reminder, Dave Mack, we've only got 1 hour to cover a lot of territory. That is the Cito call where the grandson of the boat owner thinks that they're taking on water. Joining me right now, special guest Brandon Tatum. He is a former police officer at Tucson PD, and he is the star of The Officer Tatum on YouTube. He has interviewed Nolan's friends. Now,
let me correct her right there. For those of you coming in, this is Security Officer Dick Ryan Tatum. He's a former Tucson Mall security guard, not a former Tucson police officer, but a former Tucson Mall security guard. Yeah, he was a mall cop with the bicycle helmet on. Yeah, they gave him a little scooter and shit.
we're about to bring on two experts, each one taking a different viewpoint on that call.
Nah,
but,
she not.
Officer Tatum, thank you for being with us tonight. No matter what you say,
but you know, he's white, so she's gonna allow him to do his little manipulation thing he does.
just know you're going to get hate mail. Doesn't matter what you say. If the angel Gabriel came down right now and spoke on this case, he would get hate mail. That said,
y'all.
What do you make of that audio, officer?
Well, Nancy, thank you so much for having me on. If you put the audio within context, it is an impossibility unless these people are prophesying that somehow they're saying Nolan's name or projecting that Nolan is somehow injured, hurt, or killed, because we have witnesses that are.
The nigga said it's no way possible. It's no way possible that he just heard what he heard unless they were on the boat prophesying. Because he'd have talked to at least two witnesses that said Nolan stayed on the island when they boat pulled out. He said they gotta be on the boat prophesying because there's no way. Oh, he a liar.
Come out. When I interviewed Warren, a lot of those kids that I talked to already alluded to this way before the audio came out, that they were gone. And people had already saw Nolan after they had left. The young lady, Katie, that he was hanging out with. I saw a text message from her alluding to the fact that she never saw him get on that boat at all. We have video of the boat that we shared on our social media page, and it shows all the occupants on the boat, and Nolan was not there. And so if a person thinks that they've heard something on the audio, they have to compare it with context. Maybe they said, "Is it dead?" talking about.
The video he's referring to is the 2-second video. The 2-second video pan of them all standing up on the boat with their backs to the beach, to the camera. Looked like they was standing in a circle then. Are you so sure that they was looking at the village pump on the back of the boat? Or was Nolan already down on the floor in the middle of all of them? What are you saying, Officer Tatum? Those of you coming in, man, y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. We getting into this shit. What are you saying exactly? This shit don't make no sense. You say, they can't be telling the truth on that tape. What we hearing, it can't be true unless they're prophesying. How? Because I already spoke to two witnesses that said that Nolan stayed on the island. Were those two witnesses paid witnesses? Were they coerced to say that? You don't think they lied to you or could have lied to you? Everybody that you talked to had to be telling the truth? Is that what you saying? You supposed to be a retired cop. That's why I say you're a retired Tucson mall cop. Yeah, security guard. Straight off the bat with the bicycle helmet. You couldn't have been a motherfucking real cop. Yeah, I bet if we look close to your badge, we'll see security at the top and not 911. Yeah. How the fuck can you say that? Oh, everybody I talked to had to be telling the truth, y'all. This can't be true. Okay. We gonna let you ride with it. Nancy, come on.
That could potentially have died or damaged on the boat, given the fact that they were sinking. So I think people need to put this in context and reevaluate what they're listening to on the video, because if you are going to make a staunch stance in the wrong direction, in my opinion, by saying they're obviously talking about Nolan, it is incredibly impossible. One more thing, real quick, that
if you're gonna make a strong stance saying that they are talking about Nolan on that boat, nigga, you wrong. They literally saying Nolan, nigga. Somebody is literally saying, Nolan, wake the fuck up. I literally heard his name twice. And you telling me don't believe hearing his name. They had to be talking about the bilge pump. Oh, so they named the bilge pump Nolan. What the fuck is the boat name? Wales? Oh, they had to be talking to the boat. Boy, get out of here.
When you look at where they were at when they made the phone call and their GPS coordinates, it literally put them on the island. And we know, and not on the physical island, but really close proximity to the island. And we know, because we have another video of Nolan being out there and also all the other boats surrounding him, that this...
What it do, King Cooper? What it do, no love. Hey, they tripping. They tripping. Cause I said, this nigga telling us them saying Nolan's name. I said they must have named the bilge pump Nolan. What the fuck is the boat name then? Wales? They start tripping. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Rest in peace to Nolan Wales. If I ever buy a boat, guess what? I'ma name my junk Wales. Cause it's a metaphor. Wales in the water. His last name was Wales. But his last name was Wales, like Wells Fargo. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna make sure that motherfucker costs a lot of money. I might just call that motherfucker Wells Fargo. Yeah. Yeah, with the emphasis over his name. And put like dedicated. That's what I put on back. Dedicated to Nolan Wales. You heard me? Yeah. Yes, sir. Hey, man. This nigga done straight sold out on us, y'all. Yeah. To my good white people, too, that stay in the chat with me. Dick Riding Tatum done sold. He telling us don't believe that they was saying that they was talking to Nolan. Or saying that about Nolan when they was on the dispatch call in the background saying, is he dead? Is he dead? He said they were probably asking was the bilge pump dead because it was flooded with water. When they say Nolan, that's what they named the bilge pump. When they say, oh my God, that's because they can get the water out the bilge pump. They don't know how to get the water out. And when they say, Nolan, wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up, man. They talk about the bilge pump. They telling it to wake the fuck up. Come on, crank up in this water. right? And then when they saying, Nolan, don't die on me, they also talking to the village pump. So we just concluded that in Dick Riding Tatum's head, that when they say Nolan, they talking to the village pump. So if they ever say Wells, they talking about the name of the boat. Because he want us to believe that this shit ain't true. He said it can't be true. He talked to 2 other witnesses that said that Nolan stayed on the island, boat pulled off. They seen them still there. Remember what I told y'all. Don't hate the people that said it. If they was white, all black people look the same to them. So they could have saw a black dude in the same area that they knew that they saw Nolan in and said, oh damn, Nolan's still here. Nigga, that ain't Nolan. That could have been Javon. Cause Javon kinda got her like Nolan. He looked like he could have been Nolan's little brother. But Nolan's little brothers are dark skinned like his new dad. Yeah, the man that was a real dad to him. I said I wouldn't call him stepdad and shit, call him new dad, because that man was truly Nolan's dad to him. And he accepted Nolan with his mom. He accepted both of them. And then she accepted him and opened up to him, and they had 2 more kids together. Now Nolan got 2 little brothers. Now those 2 little brothers, they hurt because they got to make it through life now without their big brother. Somebody who they actually grew up from a baby to a preteen into the middle brother, a teenager. Like they actually grew up and had good times with their big brother and like had a loving big brother. You know what I'm saying? Not a big brother that's gonna nuggie you all the time and beat your ass and shit, beat you up, put you in the dryer and shit. They had a loving ass big brother that taught them sports, inspired them and shit. The boys couldn't hold their head up when they was sitting on the front row at his funeral. Closed casket. Motherfucker couldn't even see their brother. They couldn't see their brother after he died. Do y'all know that? Closed casket, he ain't have no neck. Thanks to the stupid ass state of Mississippi. Yeah, I blame them for that. Yeah. If you live in Mississippi, y'all got some stupid ass, stanky ass politics out there. They couldn't even send this boy neck with his body. Body constantly decomposing. Took so long with the damn autopsy. It took the doctor in Washington, D.C. no more than a day or 2 hours. It was a day. He had it once it made it, he had that motherfucking boy body for about 12 to 16 hours. Completed a whole full body autopsy and sent his body, the head and the body, to his family so they could bury him. But look how long it took him to get the body though. So what the fuck? How you gonna tell me, oh no, Mississippi, that's the law, that's the law, that's the DA and that's the judges and the grand jury from Mississippi. The grand jury, they finna have that grand jury is from Mississippi. That grand jury ain't from Washington. Come on now. Now, it ain't safe in their hands. I think you got to prove to me. You done got on here and through all of these motherfucking press conferences. Ain't never showed your face, though. DA them want to put out statements and shit and voice statements and shit with a picture of them and they voice talking in the background. Let me see how you look today. Look into the camera. Or is it that you can't look into our eyes when you telling us a lie? And looking into that camera make you feel like you looking right into our eyes. Yeah, that shit crazy. Those of you who coming in, man, you don't want to miss out. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we finna keep it pushing. For real, for real. Appreciate that no love, Chuck.
This would have had to happen very near to hundreds of people in hundreds of different boats. So somebody would have seen something if there was a dramatic commotion like this occurring on that boat.
No, they would. It was music loud. It was commotion. Remember, I told y'all yesterday. We was listening to Nancy Grace yesterday. I think somebody said something similar to that. And I said, white people kids don't go to jail. I said all of them white kids and shit was there. It was multiple fights that day. I said, when did you hear somebody call the sheriff or somebody called the Coast Guard to come out there to break up all these fights and a couple of people went to jail? You didn't hear it not one time. I said, man, but black people be out there, goddammit. The first thing you're gonna see is when somebody break out the fight, you're gonna see a big crowd rush towards them. Just told on yourself. The Coast Guard, them out there sitting on the water. Far away, but they watching. Right? To see if they thing. They got so much shit to watch in them binoculars, but they not just 24/7 watching y'all ass, man. They like this a whole bunch of families. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna let them have a good time. But if anything happen and they can see it, then you best to believe here come them boats. Them boats coming real fast with the sirens on it. You're gonna be like, damn. They see a big ass crowd of people rush through them binoculars. They like, oh, action. Yeah, them white folks, they just let their kids fight. Oh, Dave's son fight. Oh, he took a mean one. Dave's son, get back up and fight, man. Don't go out like a bitch. You heard me? And Dave's son get his ass back up and fight. And he don't go bitch. And they have their little bruises and they take their asses home free of charge. Free men. Free young men. Yeah, but if there some black kids, they going to jail. The crowd gonna tell on. Yep, the crowd gonna tell on.
I hear what you're saying, Officer Brandon Tatum. That last part that you said, that there were hundreds of people around and they would have seen what happened, that part, I disagree with that. John Mobley joining us, veteran trial lawyer out of South Carolina. John, take off your defense hat one moment and let's address.
Those of you who coming in, man, y'all like the video for me and subscribe to the channel. Comment down below once you done it. I'm going to shout you out. Do that for me. Appreciate it.
That statement. Do I have to say Tupac? That just comes off the top of my head. Crimes happen all the time in a crowded area and nobody sees anything. Either they say they didn't see anything or they really didn't see anything because it all blends in, right? It all blends in. I've had a little boy thrown off the 3rd level of the Mall of America, almost to his death. He did die, and he was brought back to life. Nobody saw what happened. A guy threw him over. People were all over the mall. The food court was crowded. Nobody saw. I had like 2 witnesses. So I think part of it is, Mobley, you don't expect to see something, and so your mind is not interpreting, it's not intercepting what you're physically seeing. And again, we don't know what happened. We don't know why Nolan Wills.
And that's another reason why detectives are able to solve shit. Because their minds is wanting to see something. When they walk onto a crime scene, their mind wants to see what happened on this crime scene. So their mind will create the scenarios of what could have happened once they've gathered the evidence from the crime scene, the markers, once they see where bullet casings or the knife or the axe, whatever was used, the objects. Yeah, they want to see it. But as long as your mind don't want to see some shit, it ain't gonna see it. You ain't gonna see it. People are not there saying, oh, one of these white boys murdered a black kid today. Where is it gonna happen? So to be honest, when a black kid is being murdered, or a black kid has died and his death is being covered up around by white kids around hundreds of white people, do you think they're even noticing what the kids are doing? Come on, man. I'm sure you got some grills. Some folk got some grills on their boats. Like a little kitchen and shit on their boat and shit. And they grilling and shit. Some people probably put they grill on the island. If they with charcoal. You know what I'm saying? Shit, that's what I would do. I would boat a grill all the way to the island, goddamn. It cooked plenty of barbecue. Yeah, that's the Memphis way.
Has a red mark on the back of his occipital. We don't know. Was he hit? Did he fall? Then fall off a boat? It could have been any number of things. Some nefarious, some an accident, some negligent. My point is, just because there's a lot of people around, that does not guarantee you witnesses, Mobley. You know that better than anybody with all the cases you've tried.
Well, Nancy, I got to call it like I see it. I think there are 2 things I want to say to address that. The first part, I would agree with you that, yes, a lot of people can be around and they can notice something, that something can happen and people not see it. However, I think the way that the human mind works, we would all agree, we perceive things all the time, okay? And we may perceive something that at the time we perceive it, it is not deemed significant. However, in this case, I do believe that if someone...
What he's saying is, you could be seeing something. Perceiving is you're seeing something, but you're not taking in that. You're not actually taking in that your brain is taking it in. Like, have you ever seen the movie Limitless, where the white guy, he takes a pill and it enhances his brain and it allows him to access, because geniuses can probably access 11 or 12% of their brain. Like super intelligent people, that's mind is damn near like a computer. You can set them in front of 17 computers and they can hack into every database around the world, from Russia to Europe to the US. Yeah, they will get caught, but they can do it, right? This pill allowed you to access more than 10% of your brain. So there was a female that he wanted to talk to, and she had a book, right? Now, he had sex with a female when he was in college. He was a college dropout, though. He had sex with a female, and this book was in her room, right? He can remember when he looked up at the book, right? He flipped the pages when she was in the restroom getting herself together in the dorm room, right? And then, because she had the book open, he flipped through a couple of pages. And then when they had sex, he could remember closing the book and looking at the front cover. This other girl that he wanted, she had the book and it was like in her bag, and it was kind of sticking up out the top. You couldn't see the cover of the book or nothing, but because he could access more than 10% of his brain, he said, "Isn't that the, what are you studying? The such and such and such?" She like, "How do you know that?" And like, "I see the book." She like, "Yeah, but it's not showing. You can only see the lip of the book. You can't see the wording or anything on it." And then that's when he noticed, damn, the pill is, that motherfucker had you smart and intelligent. But what he didn't like, what he came to find out is that you need the, once you start taking the pill, you can't stop taking the pill. But when taking the pill, because it's like you get addicted to it, you be having withdrawals and shit, and you die faster. But when you're taking the pill, it's killing you because it's aging your brain very fast because you're using so much of your brain. You're able to access so much of your brain. So your brain is aging faster, which means your body is aging faster. You know what I'm saying? Which made me start thinking, when I first saw that movie, I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, this is the president pill. Yeah, when Obama came in, he had straight black hair. God damn it, a year later, he had a head full of white hair. I said, damn, they put Obama on the limitless pill. No wonder he's so intelligent. And he can run game on his people the way he do. That's fucked up. Yep. Help them retain information like a motherfucker.
Did see something that they didn't pay particular attention to involving Nolan Wells. Once all of this has come out, the way the mind works is it'll trigger what they saw before, because now it becomes significant. Okay, so I do agree that people can perceive things and not pay attention to them, but when something significant happens later, sort of like being robbed, you're not paying attention to what everybody's wearing, but if that one of somebody robs you, and later on you have to recall what that person is wearing, what they look like, you can recall it because it's important at that point. But right. At the time they perceived it, it was not important. So that's what I want to make sure I discuss. And I do want to address, you talk about the red mark on the back of his head. I mean, I think that is a red herring. That's something that everybody kind of latched onto because they're so desperate for any information that might be related to the cause of his death. But even the own pathologist that conducted the autopsy did not
put him up. Mobley, are you a medical doctor? Yes, no.
I know how to examine forensic evidence based on the countless homicides that I've filed.
Not hearing, yes, no.
She said she got tired of him talking. Now you talking like a doctor, and you ain't a doctor, nigga. You an attorney. Are you a doctor? She said, put him up, put him up, put him up, put him up. Yeah. The folks ass up with the quickness. Yeah. Y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel for me, man. Every sub counts. Every sub counts, yeah.
You're not a medical doctor.
I'm a juris doctor.
Are you a medical examiner?
I am not.
No. Put up the back diagram the back of the head of Nolan Wells from the second autopsy right now. You know what? I give it to you, Mobley. You're a great trial lawyer. A medical examiner, you ain't. And I don't know why you're saying people are latching onto this, grabbing at straws. I'm looking right at it, man. Should I believe you or my lies? I am looking at the second autopsy. And I have questioned multiple actual medical examiners, actual doctors that say that means something. Put him up again. In what world?
Put him back up.
World would the first medical examiner remove Nolan's throat if it did not have something probative about it, something that proves something? Did they remove his toe? No. His elbow? No. His eyeball? His nose? No. They took his throat. Do not tell me that a medical doctor, which you are not, took a throat out of this young man because it means nothing. And then, you know what? I can't even hear you. Straight out to Joe Scott Morgan joining us, professor of forensics, death investigator. That second doctor did not highlight that in red for nothing. That doctor is not grabbing at straws, as Mobley said. I don't know why he's saying that.
No, you're right. He has purpose. We have purpose in everything that we do in the medical legal world. And so when you see this highlighted area, it's unique in the way he has diagrammed it here. He even demonstrates it that it has almost like margins to it. And, you know, that's what has left a big question for us, because it's not like it's diffuse all over the place where you've got these kind of spotty alignments. He's got a margin. It almost looks like a rectangle, doesn't it? Well, when we begin to see things like that, we think about patterns. And that's some of the questions that have yet to be answered. But what he does say in his relative to the second examination is that he did a multi-layered dissection. Now, this area had not been dissected by the ME's office in Mississippi. So what he's doing is he's going layer by layer. We're talking about the skin. We're talking about the subcu fat. We're talking about the musculature that's under there. And yes, there is musculature under there. And what his conclusion is, Nancy, is that decomposition at this point in time. So he cannot make a determination about these markings one way or another. He needs more information. And admittedly, in this second autopsy, he says this is pending investigation, and that's key here.
Okay. Joe Scott Morgan.
Yes.
He, the first medical examiner, removed the throat.
Yes.
Yeah.
No other part of the body, except for the lungs, removed the throat and the lungs. We know why he took the lungs. I don't have to be a death investigator like yourself with 10,000 death investigations under my belt.
Damn.
To know why he took the lungs, to see if no one drowned. But the fact that someone has a lungs full of water does not tell me how they got in the water. Did he fall? Was he hit? Was he held under? Was it an accident? Did you see that video? Pull it up if you can, control room, of all those ships, all those boats out there. If he was between one of those boats, lost his footing, went under, no one may have noticed. All right? No one may have noticed.
Yeah,
look at all that.
did.
And there were apparently 300 or so people out there. This is just a tiny microcosm. It's July the 4th. Everybody's at Horn Island having a good time. So.
Yeah, if she was a college professor, no one would pass her class. No one. Only people who pass her class is the people with a 4.2 GPA or higher. Notice I ain't say 4.0 or 4.1. No, them foes ain't good enough for her. You gotta be higher than that. You know what I'm saying? Now, it don't sound right that they held it this long and they still ain't came back with the autopsy results. His throat and his lungs Fuck you holding it for this long. Yeah, that skin should have been decomposed. But you know they probably got it in a refrigerator and shit like that under a certain temperature to keep the tissues and shit alive so they freeze it. This shit crazy though.
It could be any number of ways he landed under the water. But my point is, that's why they took the lungs. Why? The throat.
Well, because the throat and the throat areas you're referring to it as, it's actually the organs of the neck. We're talking about the larynx, the pharynx, our windpipe, essentially, and everything else that's connected therein. That's the conveyance to get into. So one of the things, what they're looking at here, Nancy, to put it very bluntly, is they're looking for any possibility that his breathing could have been compromised. Well, how is that compromised? Well, when you begin to think about, if you put your hand in the midline of your throat, right here, okay, you begin to think about the trachea, which is encompassed right here. Was it compromised in any way? Are there any focal areas of hemorrhage? Has it been crushed? You would go up into the neck. I suspect that the tongue was probably removed as well. You're going to look at the hyoid, which, did not accompany the body. But all of this has been retained. There's nothing abnormal about the state retaining the organs of the neck. This happens very, very frequently in cases like this because they want to be able to go back and examine it. And also for the future, they either want to get a consult on it or it has evidentiary probative value here moving forward with any kind of case in the future.
Hi guys, Nancy Grace here. If you are a homeowner, you've probably thought, should I call American Financing to refinance and pay off this debt? But you don't because of your low mortgage rate. That low rate, it's not saving you if you're drowning in credit card interest.
What you said?
People are calling American Financing, and American Financing is saving customers an average of $800. That's not
but
an
she
all.
ain't
That's
called
a
back
month
on his
by
ass
using
yet
their
so far.
equity
She's
to pay
sick of
off
them
the
already.
credit card debt. Using their home equity
That
to
man
pay off
said
credit
these
card
folk
debt.
must be
No upfront
prophesying.
fees. It costs you nothing to find out what you could be saving.
I don't know what's
and if you
wrong
start
with
today,
that nigga.
you may be able to delay 2 mortgage
They must
payments.
be prophesying
American
what?
Financing, 866-888-0344.
Prophesying that Nolan
Repeat.
was dead.
888-0344.
You weird as hell.
Or just go online to americanfinancing.net/Nancy. Disclaimer, NMLS 182334-0-Nancy. Average savings are based on borrowing.
Sure.
All right, of course. How far is the work coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Ankles?
What did
Hello?
you say? Hey.
Yes, how far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just thinking. I don't know. Like we're going down.
All right, well, let's get you going. Membership number or phone number listed on the account, sir?
I don't know the phone number. It's either. Try that.
All right.
I know we have a membership like guaranteed. I don't have to tag on
Unless you have a
We got ripped
membership
off.
number or anything, it's okay. I'll get you over to the captain. What's the best phone number to reach you at?
Reach me at 2.
All right. And is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's
How
on
many?
board.
All right. Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
What?
Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
No, we do not need that.
We're bringing in our forensics experts, but back to Brandon Tatum, former police officer, Tucson PD. He is the star of the Officer Tatum on YouTube. He has interviewed Nolan's friend.
That man said, we do not want them. Do you want me to send the Coast Guard? No, we do not need them. It sounded like he was hiding some shit. That shit crazy, man.
And okay, you're saying that I am looking at, and others are looking at this out of context. My mind is open. You may be right. And I believe, Officer Tatum, you are specifically referring to the words, let's see the transcript of the audio as I read this, please. You're referring to alleged statements. Sure, he's dead? Is he dead? Nolan. OMG. Nolan, don't die. Then wake the F up. I thought he was on the check his chest. Now, to you, Officer Tatum, you believe that there is an innocent explanation. My mind is open. And that innocent explanation would be what?
Well, I think that if you are convinced without context that they are talking about Nolan, you're going to hear certain things and perceive it. I mean, the bilge pump is damaged. They could have been saying don't die or is it dead, referring to the bilge pump or the bilge pump. And they could have been talking about a battery. They could have been saying no, and people think they said Nolan. The only reason that I deviate from the transcript is because there are witnesses that have said they've seen Nolan after the boys had already left and after the call was already made. And also, I put my detective mind on, when I look at the reasoning, but why would and giving GPS coordinates and talking to this dispatch for 8 minutes if their best friend, whom I've spoke to these boys, they've showed me pictures, they're emotional about Nolan's death. I was there during the funeral, at least there with them when the funeral was going on, and they were devastated that they couldn't go to his funeral. I perceive that it doesn't make sense if they had killed their friend in a malicious way or he was dead, that they wouldn't just simply ask for help instead of trying to cover it up and calling for a tow and talking for 8 minutes. I mean, all of those things, plus the witnesses, it just doesn't add up. And I just wish people would be open-minded to.
If the kids are drunk, they're going to go and call the police. They'll call for they think, my guy. Yeah. Shout out to Bernice Glover, 5811. She said there's something seriously wrong. It's something seriously wrong with Tatum. He's a disgusting person. Yeah, that's a real nice comment right there. Yep. Shout out to Bernice for that one. Yeah, that's beautiful. He a real disgusting person for sure. Yeah, I can't stand this nigga.
Saying, let me rewatch it and let me put it within context that Nolan cannot be on the boat because witnesses seen him afterwards, and let me re-listen to it and try to put it in perspective.
So you're saying witnesses saw him afterwards, after that call, or did you mean to say witnesses saw him elsewhere?
Yeah, no, witnesses saw him on the island after the call. After the boys had left around 4:30, witnesses have seen Nolan alive on the island after that. So, you know, that puts Nolan alive after that. And I think that people should be focused on, okay, now let's interview and talk to people and consider what did they see, because we're already past the point of Warren and Wyatt's boat and all of those things being involved.
Officer Tatum, I had so many trial judges from all the cases I tried in different courtrooms, but one particular judge, my favorite, Luther Alverson, he had a particular jury charge, and I've heard it so many times I've memorized it. He said to the jury at the end of the case, after the closings, it is your duty to make all witnesses speak the truth and impugn perjury on no one. So, What I'm trying to do is reconcile what you're saying with what I'm hearing. I hope Nolan Wells died by accident. But I'm not shutting down our Crime Stories investigation until I know. Now, I want to address this sound. To Joe Scott Morgan, Professor of Forensics, Jacksonville State University, author of Blood Beneath My Feet on Amazon. At Jacksonville State University, they have a world-class Crim Pro lab and setup. In fact, I've called on Morgan many times to help me recreate crimes in their labs. Starr body Morgan, Joe Scott, you've been on so many death scenes, trying desperately to get to my experts, but I gotta lay the foundation as I would do in court before I bring in a piece of evidence. Joe Scott, people do crazy things when somebody dies. They panic. They think it's or it isn't. They get rid of the body. They lie. They do all sorts of things. The cover-up is very often worse than what the initial incident was. People panic. So the reaction of the friends to Nolan potentially having passed, that reaction doesn't mean that much to me because you don't know what somebody's going to do under those circumstances. So hearing them on the boat, I hear what Tatum is saying, and it's reasonable. But how people act in that scenario is not always reasonable.
No, it's not, particularly when they're faced with somebody that's in distress and they are under the influence of alcohol. And that's going to play a huge role in this from an investigative standpoint. And not to mention probably a group of people that don't have a experience with alcohol. We're talking about a group of underage kids. We're not talking about upper end college kids here. We're talking about kids that are 18 years old. They've been getting hammered out there on this island, and that's a problem, Nancy.
Well, you're right. Okay, not that Tatum, in his own right, is not an expert. He's a former police officer with Tucson. Joe Scott, an expert. Mobley, an expert. But now, let's go to our digital experts. First, Todd Shipley joining us, digital cybercrime expert, former Detective Sergeant, Reno PD, 25 years in law enforcement, author of Surviving a Cyber Attack, Securing Social Media, Protecting Your Home, author of Investigating Internet Crimes, An Intro to Solving Crimes in Cyberspace. He says nothing he hears on this audio shows that the audio has been altered. Okay, Shipley, hit it.
Well, we have to look at the fact that the audio that we received is, again, one of those that was released by the press and has probably been stepped on multiple times. Just like we had last year with another famous video.
Did you say that was released by the press? Hold on, Tom. That was not released by the press.
It was
released to the press, but it was released by the Mississippi Department of Marine Resources. That was not released by the media.
Yes, Nancy, but in every station that's released it is put a copy that they've edited up online. And so we have this expectation bias that's there. So the audio obviously is real. It's been released, and the agency that released it said that it's a video or audio of the incident, but every version that we've seen has been stepped on multiple times. And so there's an expectation bias when you start putting up audio translations that you believe is there, and everybody then has this confirmation of that this is what's said. Now, we have to go back to the original audio from the government agency to get the information that we need to prove what's there in the audio, because multiple pieces released through press stations online don't always have the exact audio we want. There's already been speculation that some of the different audio, like TMZ's and the others, are a little bit edited, and they always are, because you put them on there for a specific purpose. And adding the edited versions of what you think are the audio does not necessarily mean that that's what it is. We can look at the audio and find out what's there, but we've got to look at the original version.
Hi guys, American homeowners. The FBI has been warning about a type of real estate fraud called title theft, and your equity is the target. With just a forged signature, your ownership can be transferred out of your name, and without protection in place, you're left with an emotional and financial nightmare. That is why we partner with Home Title Lock, so you can find out today if you're already a victim and protect yourself. Use promo code Nancy at HometitleLock.com to get a free title history report, plus a free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection. That's 24/7 monitoring, urgent alerts, and if you're a victim of fraud, they'll spend up to $1 million to fix it. Don't be a victim. Protect your home equity today. That's HometitleLock.com. Promo code Nancy, or just use the link below. And good luck. Dave Mack, Crime Stories investigative reporter, was the version that we are playing tonight altered in any way by the Crime Stories staff?
No. What we did, Nancy, is we used an old school technique to bring out the audio in the background. You have AI enhancements now that are, you just cannot trust the AI because it inserts its own thoughts into it, But when you go old school on this, you isolate and filter. You use an EQ, equalization, to filter, to cut out the low rumble below 80 hertz. You cut out the high hiss above 8 hertz. This gives you the chance to hear that background a little more clearly. Then you boost the mid-range frequency. That's between 300 hertz and 3400 hertz. That matches the mid-range of human speech. Then you apply a simple high-pass filter that removes the constant deep humming or any other extraneous noises that are constant. And this does not alter content. It merely enhances the content. So when you ask, did we edit or alter? No. We merely enhanced it using basic tools that are used in every production department around the world.
This is like when you're playing music, you turn up the bass or turn down the bass. Dave Mack, I believe the correct answer would be HELLNO, because if Tatum is right, I want to hear it. Okay, joining us now, in addition to Brandon Tatum, Joe Scott Morgan, John Mobley, now with us, Robert Freed, joining us out of Long Island, Certified Forensics Analyst, EVP of Forensics, and Chief Investigative Officer at Page One Inc., author of 5 books, including Forensics Data Collections 2.0, and a book series, and his website is forensicsbyfreed.com, F-R-I-E-D, Freed. Okay. You say there are a lot of red flags. What are they?
Absolutely. Nancy, when I look at evidence, is it possible to authenticate the evidence, the information that's being provided? Think about when you download software from a website. Many websites give you a value next to that file because they want you to know that what you're downloading can be kind of authenticated or validated. When we're receiving audio like this from the source, it would be good and proper. People are going to start looking at this and doing examinations to actually apply some kind of hash value or some kind of way to uniquely identify this particular file as an original so people can validate what they're looking at. Number 2, I would also want to look at, what tools people have used, if anything, to basically either analyze or enhance. Now, anybody can use any tools out there, but are they using a tool that's forensically sound, that's defensible, that passes the Fry standard in terms of the
Okay, you gotta
methodology.
speak English to me, man. Are you saying
Yes.
that what Dave Mack's team did is acceptable?
So my whole thing is no documentation, no evidence. What did Dave Mack's team specifically do? Did they write down those steps that anybody can reproduce what they did? And if we can reproduce it,
Yes, they did.
In a process and share that, then that's great. I'm seeing a lot of versions of these videos online with redactions, with phone numbers being withheld.
Put him up, please. Put him up. What videos? Because I'm specifically referring to the audio. I've seen all those videos. They're AI. They're not real. I've seen a video of a young man face down on the beach being attacked by a horde of people. That's not Nolan. That's from a different date. I'm speaking specifically that Tatum is referring to.
Yes. So with that, one of the specific aspects of that is authenticating again, where it was received. Is there a digital fingerprint associated with that particular audio? What tools were used, and what specific enhancements were done where to bring out that specific those specific segments that were enhanced.
Okay, so what I'm hearing from you, Robert Freed, and understand, I'm not disagreeing with you. But my question is, what are the red flags that concern you about this audio? Now, Tatum says the audio's fine, it's just they're not talking about Nolan. They're talking about the bilge pump or the battery or the engine. And you're taking it, some people are taking it in the wrong context. I'm not taking it in any context. I'm trying to find out, what am I hearing? So that's Tatum's take, okay? Shipley says, I think it's legit. You're saying it may not be legit because of red flags. The fact that it is or not authenticated, how it's been enhanced, that's a concern. What do you see as a problem? One thing I noticed you said earlier, before tonight, is that on the TMZ version, there's an additional 20 seconds. Now, I've got a problem with that. Hold on. Mobley, I'd have a problem with that if somebody gave me, let's just say, a bank robbery video, and then I find out there's 20, 30 seconds missing. Oh, no. You have to have it all. And the last thing I want is somebody adding in video. So that's a red flag to me. That's one of Freed's observations.
Anthony, this is what I think. I think that, both of these gentlemen make excellent points, but they're missing the link to tie it all together. And that's what's important.
And let me guess, you, John Mobley, are the only one that knows the missing link. Okay, I got to hear this. Go ahead.
What you have that audio is irrespective of the method
they the only ones that know
was used to enhance it, because just because it's enhanced, I don't see it something that's being used in the courtroom as much as the newsroom. But you want to take that audio and then you go back to the witnesses, okay? And you want to make sure you interview them separately, not together, because you don't want them to somehow commingle in the stories, but ask them separately, play the audio for the witnesses that were on the boat, play it for them separately, individually, and ask them to corroborate what they're saying. Okay, and what's going to happen?
Tatum said he did that.
Right.
Yeah, you're right, Mobley. With that, I agree. Back to you, Robert Freed. Given what Tatum, Shipley, and Mobley are saying, the red flags. Let's go with that TMZ version. What about that? Is that a concern?
Yeah, I mean, I heard hold music when that started, and there's a lot of commotion going on in the background. It's really difficult to actually say, what people are actually saying in those particular versions. Yes, you do need to apply filters. You do need to apply different ways to focus in on it. But my whole thing with the different audios that are out there, or that people are doing enhancements, they're posting this, they're doing amateur methodologies, and they're putting it out there saying, this is what you take a look. They're putting the words out there before people are even listening to the videos. So it's automatically setting the stage for everybody to start paying attention to things a little bit more. But again, if you have to go back to looking at this from the source, that's the best bet, because that's going to allow you to look at this unfiltered. And that's probably what law enforcement has. You know, there could be snippets that are missing in those specific moments that are redacted, for example, that may hold more clues that we're not hearing. We don't know exactly what's said in those moments that we don't have full access to.
Okay, that is an interesting point. That could be very probative. Of course, enhancements are used in court all the time, so a jury can hear what's being said. There's nothing wrong with that, but as you say, Freed, you have to authenticate and explain what you did, like we just had Dave Mack explain, and yes, it was all written down, FYI. But
excellent.
You stated that on an earlier occasion, much of this tape, this audio was redacted. How do you know anything was redacted, or are you guessing?
Well, the phone numbers, you can hear the cuts in the phone numbers where they say, what's your phone number, what's your account number, and it's basically blank. It's not anything, it's silent. So right there, you know, we're missing the account number, the private information, but we're also missing what else is going on in the background. You know, within a couple of seconds, people can say something that would be really important. We're not getting that full picture.
Let's hear it one more time. You be the judge.
Detail assistance, Vicky speaking. How may I help you?
Hey, we're at the west tip of Horn, and our bilge pump stopped working. We're sinking. Can y'all please come? We have a membership.
All right, of course. How far is the work coming up, sir? Can you give me a description? Angle. Hello?
Hey.
Yes, how far is the water coming up, sir?
It's coming up. We're just sinking. I don't know. Like we're going down now.
All right, well, let's get you going. Membership number or phone number listed on the account, sir?
I don't know the phone number. It's either. I think it's. Try that.
All right.
I know we have a membership, like guaranteed. I don't have the tag on
here. Unless you have a
We got
membership number or anything, it's okay. I'll get you over to the captain. What's the best phone number to reach you at?
Reach me at 2.
All right. And is everybody on board in good health otherwise?
Yeah, everybody's
How
on
many?
board.
All right. Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
What?
Do you need the United States Coast Guard?
No, we do not need that.
Is it real? Is it altered? Is it probative?
They call Wyatt's name at the end of that motherfucker. Wyatt. Yeah, so they call Warren and Wyatt's name. So both of their ass was there. Yeah, both of their ass was there. We know that much. So again, why haven't the feds came and picked up Warren? We wait. We waiting for all the federal agents. Yeah. Appreciate the love, man. If y'all haven't already liked the video, go ahead and like the video and sub to the channel. We will be back again tonight. Yeah. I will try to grab a clip and go over that with you all and premiere that today before we go live tonight, so y'all have something to prepare y'all for the live tonight. And it's most likely gonna be on that interview, right? The interview with Warren and Dick Riding Tatum. Yeah. Uh-huh. So again, man, y'all like the video, sub to the channel. This is Blocstarr Imis Analytics. They know what we are. We are Blocstarr analysts. And what did we just do? We just analyzed the fuck out of this shit. Yeah, man. I love your chat. Thank you, chat, for coming in and chilling with me once again. Yeah, don't forget to like the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. And one more thing, don't forget to share that video either with somebody you love, somebody that's your friend, or somebody you know that's not as updated as you are on the case. Yeah, share this channel with them so they can be updated too. Yeah, man. It's yours truly. It's Blocstarr Imis, all the way from Memphis. Don't you forget me. I love y'all, chat. Thank you for them love. Thank y'all for them hearts. Y'all keep sending them. I'm out of this, John, and I'll see y'all again soon. All right.